This is Irontrader, and this is the last call of the day. Take a look here at Bitcoin, gold, silver, crude oil, natural gas, and we'll take a look at the indexes here, which are pretty green. Let's see if they can hold. Okay, at the end of the video, the support and resistance levels are posted for crude and natural gas. This video is for information for not a recommendation by stock market ETF. Please like, subscribe. Thanks for watching. Alrighty, here we have Bitcoin, your daily and your weekly chart. Now I can see here how we put this red candle in yesterday. That's basically on the tariff situation, and then today again. Okay, it's kind of, the uncertainties really building in. So today so far we got this 62,590. What we're looking for is the bottom of that candle, 62,480. So far we are holding it. That's very, very good. Now if we lose it, here's your target. 6,005, that's going to be your big retest. Now, if it gets down to this area and it holds that area, that'd be a good buying opportunity to take at least back up to that 8 simple moving average, okay? If not, this is where your target's going to be. It's going to be that 200-day at 58,693. Now, obviously, if we lose that, then we just come to the bottom of that candle. You've got 57,550. We have 54,545. We come down here at 52,820, and this is going to be your big boy right here at 49,365, okay? Now, again, if it keeps around going lower, and all we got to do is just follow the candles down. 44,320 level, we can come all the way down here to this 38,540 level, and you can come all the way down here, okay, down to your 28,950 level. Very, very easy. But again, you know, that's where I like to show you where it could possibly go. But right now here, this is what we're watching. Just watch the bottom of the candle, 62,480 level, and this is the key level right here, 60.05. That's the retest. And this is very, very critical that you hold that 58,693. Now we look at your 31. That's an overbought or oversold. The green never crossed over your red. We just have a sideways action. This here is getting right to the bottom. This is kind of like an oversold condition. So I thought we'd get a little bit more better of a bounce than what we have, but apparently we are not doing that. Now, again, we had this nice big pull. We had a nice good bull flag situation. Then we had this consolidation, which kind of kept going a little bit farther here. I thought maybe we could possibly get up there. But then again, we just came right on down yesterday. Okay, so see, I'm a two-way trader, so it doesn't really make a hell of a lot of difference to me if Bitcoin goes up or down. BITX for the long, BITI for the short. Either way, she's working out good. Okay, now on the upside, we hit this high today at 65.60. This is what we're looking for is this 8-day. Okay, 66,611. That's going to be very, very key. We get above that, we'll come with yesterday's high, 67,760. We'll register up here at 68,450. And then we just keep right on climbing. 69,580. We have 7170, and then we come up here at 71,690. We come up there at 72,760 level. This is what you're really looking for, is that 73,198. Now, when those futures open here at 6 p.m., this is going to be lower. This is not going to be 73,198. This is coming on down. You can see where that 8-day now is coming on down to 50-day, to 100-day, and the 200-day. The only way to get this a bullish trend back together is you have to get that price back above the 8-day, but you have to get that 8-day curling up here and to smash against that 21 SMA here. Now, if that is possible, 73,200 level, then what you do is you venture right up top here. That's your next level, 77,110. We come to the gap, 79,660. We come to the bottom there at 81,210 level, and then we'll be looking right here at that 83,117. Okay, but right now here we just have this sideways. We are holding this level, which is actually good, and we're holding a big retest at 60,005, and you're holding that 200-day. That's going to be very, very key. So again, this is just a two-way trade right now. There's nothing bullish about this, okay? It's more bearish than anything because and it'll be really bearish. If you lose that 60 grand, and if you lose this, then I'm going to be balls out in that BITX. Okay, I mean BITI. I'm just gonna shred it right down. Okay, I'll be put on. I usually trade 5,000 shares. I'll probably double that because this is going to go much, much lower, right off the cliff if we lose those levels here. Now, if we can get back above that 8-day, okay, then we can say get that 8-day to turn. Then we can jump into the long and maybe take it up higher. But this is going to take time to work out. But as long as we're holding that, we're looking here, not really overall that bad. But again, two-way trade. Okay, let's take a look down gold and silver. Alrighty, here we have gold, here we have silver. Okay, so here we have the gold. You can see here, I sold out yesterday on the whole situation here because we're right here. We're getting at big time resistance. There was red candle here today. So what I'm watching basically is the high. Yesterday's high 52.57 and today's high 52.69. Once it gets above that, then I'll jump in because then what I'll do is we'll come to the closing on here, 54.10. We come up there at 54.52, and then we're 54.80, and then 56.26. There isn't that much resistance once we start breaking up above these levels here. Okay, so that's what you always have to look at. On the downside, we watch yesterday's low, 51.20, and then we'll be watching today's low at 51.09, and then we have this. You have 50.57, and we have 50.51. There's your 8-day and your 21-day. Okay, so right now we're holding this pattern. We have a low, higher low, higher low. We're uptrending, looking not really that bad at all. Okay, so right here we have 59.99. That is if we lose that 8-day and 21-day, 59.71, 58.54 level. Come down to the bottom of that candle, 57.79. Then we're looking for the old 50-day at 47.38, and we'll come down here, 46.70, and then we'll look for a retest at 44.23 level all the way down here. But right now, the price is above all simple moving average. But we had nice, good 4 days uptrending here. Doesn't mean that it's just only 1 day, so don't get too excited. Let's just see if we can get back above it. So watch those futures at 6 p.m. And remember, you can trade the GLD 24 hours. Okay, so you can jump right in there Sunday night 8 o'clock all the way to Friday night at 8 o'clock. Okay, so again, to me, it's just a trade. It's not like I'm going to buy and hold, go all the way up here. I'm just going to be trading that. Now, 57, that's not overbought, oversold. The green never really crossed your red. It came up sideways situation here. So again, just watch today's candle. That's what you're going to be trading against. 52.69 on the high, 51.09 on the downside. Okay, silver. I took some profits in the old silver today. I don't know, SLV here had a really nice, it hit 79.93. I didn't get that. I got 79.70 level, and I was out of the trade here. So as of right now, but I'll be watching those futures. I still have some. I still have 2,500 shares, but I sold the trading shares, and I sold half of my regular long position here. We're getting right here by this 21-day here. Seems to want to stop. So I still got 2,500 shares. And again, if we get today, we made this high of 88.75. Yesterday, high of 88.86 here. So bottom line, we have an inside date. So if we get above that 88.86, then I'll just add those 2,500 shares right back to it very, very nicely. But again, it just looks like, it might want to take just a little bit of a break here. We got to see how this is all going to shake out. Okay. So on the upside, that's what you want to watch is 88.86 level. And then we'll come up here, 89.83. And this is what you're looking for is that 92 level. Okay. Once we can crack that, then we have some easy, nice targets, 93.56. 95.78, and then we'll look at 96.73. Okay, then we can look at all of these bottoms candle. That's very easy. 101 there. Okay, you got 102. We come up here at 106, and then we have 110. You got 113, 117, 118, and 121. So there is a lot of resistance here versus what we have like in gold. Okay, but again, to me, I just like the money in the pocket. That way, I'm not really worried about it. If it comes right back, if it sells back down here, I'm all the way down here on that 2,500. So I'm not really worried about that much. Okay, so again, as long as we're holding this 50-day, that's going to be key. That's going to be 81.70. Got to hold that. And the next one you got to hold is 80.11 here. But if that loses it, then you can start getting pretty ugly here. You got to get 77.28 level. We come down here to 71.81 level. This is the key right here we're watching is 71.20 because that's one where we've been holding it so nice. If we lose that, you got right here at 70.17. Then you have your 100 days, and then we have your retest at 63.90 level. But right now we're holding a 21-day, 50-day, and all these simple moving averages. So we're just hanging right around that. But again, always put money in your pocket, okay? That way you're never going to lose, okay, so it goes up, you miss a little bit. No big deal. You know what I'm saying? It was a really, really good trade here on the silver. Again, so we'll just see how this is all going to shake out. Now, 52, that's not overbought, oversold. The green is below your red here. But, again, we had a nice good 4 days up here, and then we have 1 day solid here, okay? 4 days up here, 1 day solid. So let's just see what we can do when those futures open, because you can always jump in there. And that's the next thing about it is SLV, traded 24 hours, starting Sunday night, 8 o'clock, all the way to Friday, 8 o'clock at night there. So, for me, it's really no issues. Okay, let's take a look here now at the crude oil. Okay, crude oil is having a hard time. Okay, so I unloaded the UCO there today. And I'm just going to be a little bit patient. It got as high as 25.27. I didn't get that. I got 25.10. I unloaded my shares on that there. Because right now here what we got is the T-Man there said last Friday he's going to give Iran and the U.S. here time to work this all on out, kind of a situation, and I think that's really pretty the smart way to do it. You know what I'm saying? They're going to get, but they're meeting this week here. They're meeting over the weekend, so I think they're going to come up with some kind of a deal. I don't know if they want to go to war, kind of a situation. T-Man, he's got all those battleships out there, and he could inflict some serious damage real quick like. Okay, so again, I think oil could pop up very nicely, but right now here we just have a sideways consolidation. Okay, so what you're watching, yesterday's high we had 67.03. Today's high we had 67.28 level. Okay, so your next big target is going to be right here. Just bring this candle right across here. You got 70.51. Okay, so that's going to be your next target if it keeps right on running. We get above that, here's your next target at 72.28 level. Okay, we come right up there, 73.68, and then we'd be looking for that 75.86. That's your 200-day. That's going to be your big target. Okay, now you can see how the 8-day crossed over to 50-day, but right now they're just it's just a sideways consolidation, and I just don't like the thing to be stuck. So if they do come up with a peace agreement, this could fall right back down here very easily, right back down to that 200-day. Okay, so on the downside, you want to watch yesterday's low, 65.38, but this is going to be the key right here, 64.75, and your 21-day 64.14. But right here, the 62.50, respect that 200-day. Simple reason is look how many times that held it in the past. Nobody says it's not going to hold it again. If lost, you got the 50-day. Okay, and then we have the 100-day sitting right there. Now remember, you have a huge glut going on in crude oil. Okay, so right now you have this war premium that was going on between U.S. and Iran. Okay, we hit that low 55.76 and you hit 67. So you got that war premium kind of a situation, uncertainty going. But if that gets solved, this could come down and come down pretty hard. And if it doesn't get solved, then we just look at here. We look at that key level, that 70.51. We look at that 72.28. We're going to be looking right there at that 73.68, and we can look all the way up to that 75 level. Okay, but right now here is just it's just sideways action. Remember, the API report will be out today at 4:30. Now, this is all being said. We got a red candle going on here today, but again, once that API report comes out or 6 o'clock tonight, I can jump right back into UCO because that's another ETF that trades 24 hours. Okay, so see, I'm a trader, so I always understand that I'm a two-way trader. UCO for the long, SEO for the short. And the key is just making money, but putting that money in your pocket. Don't say, "Oh yeah, I got money on paper." That don't mean shit. Okay, that don't mean dick. You got to have that money in your absolute pocket. You should always buy it up again. That's the key. All right, let's take a look here now at natural gas. All righty, here we have natural gas. Now I scalped a little bit on the KOLD there today. Okay, so that was actually got as low as 22.85 and as high there as 24. A buck there, $24. So you could have got like a $1.15 out of that. I got 70 cents out of it there today on the KOLD, and I was very happy with that because you really got a total nothing burger going on here. Okay, so what we're watching here on downside is 292. That's basically come right off the bottom of that candle right here. Okay, 292. Okay, now your next level, obviously, I've been pointing out is 289, and then we have 280, we have 277, 265, and then we come down here to 262. But right now we have the contract roll, and the contract roll is rolling. I think it rolled out at 292, and this is exactly where it's saying, it's showing. Now, over the weekend, I did a video there. It's got candlestick patterns, chart patterns on there, and it also has the seasonality charts. I did the Dow, S&P, and NASDAQ, but I also did crude oil and natural gas. So if you look at a seasonality chart, okay, or you can go to equityclock.com. Okay, very simple. Punch up anything that you want for seasonality. It just flatlines here all the way, pretty much all the way through end of February, all the way through March. Okay, so there really isn't much. So just whatever, I didn't think I was even going to get to 70 cents. I was only looking for 50 cents there today on the KLD. Got to 70 cents, and I'm done, happy with that. And that's all that we really have to worry about here. Just small scalps is all you got going here, okay? So we know where the downside is, and the upside, you got to get back above the 8-day, 305, okay? And then we come right up here. You got, what do we have up there? 325, and then you have 331 your gap, 338 your fill, and then we come all the way down here, okay, to 358. Now you can see here how that 21-day, it's going to cross that 200-day. That 50-day, that's going to cross the 200-day. And you're going to bring all this right on top of that, okay? So you're bringing not only the wall of the 8-day, but you're going to bring the wall of the 50-day, the 21-day. Everything's going to pile. There's really nothing bullish about this chart. So Again, just trade it. I use an easy trade, UNG for the long, KLD for the short, boom, done. Okay, this big run up, this was that storm coming across. Yeah, we got another storm now, but we're so late in the season here, it doesn't really matter. Okay, so just remember that. Okay, let's take a look at the indexes. All righty, here we have the Dow, S&P, NASDAQ. Let me bigger up a little bit there for you. Okay, now you're talking. Okay, now we had that big sell-off yesterday. Now you notice here, yeah, we had a little bit of recovery, but it wasn't really what we had yesterday. Okay. Now what I don't like about this is see how this 8-day now is going to cross over. Doesn't mean that it's not going to push right back up again, but I don't like that when the 8-day crosses over that strong resistant level. Okay. So on the upside, this is what you got to watch is that 49,394 level, and then you got to watch that 21-day at 490. 436 level. That's going to be very, very critical to the upside. Okay, so you got to get through that. Then if you can, then we can go to yesterday's high, 49,695. We come up here at 49,897, and then we have this big retest up there at 50. Okay, now that 50, you notice, didn't really last too long. Okay, so the traders on the floor there, they had the 50,000 hats going there, but yeah, those hats are back in the old closet now, okay? Because they lasted what 5 days, 4 days, yeah, pretty much that. Okay, so on the downside here, just watch that 50-day. Watch yesterday's low, 49,695, and then we have that retest at 48,59. Then what you do is you're going to be looking at that 100-day. Then we can define that. We can come all the way down to the bottom of that candle. All you do is bring these price channels right across, and that gives you all your support levels. See how nice and easy it is. Now remember, all your key levels are your 8, 21-day, 50, 100-day, and 200-day. And then here is your just regular support levels here. Just bring them across here. That is going to be all your support levels and all your downside targets. See how easy that is until you get all the way down to that 200-day. Now, you can see here, this is just 48 is just kind of hanging in. The green crossed your red. This is basically like a relief turnaround Tuesday today. And we'll just see what we can hold by the end of the day. Now, tomorrow's going to be very, very key. It's going to be a lot of earnings there. It's going to be that NVIDIA. I think that's going to set the tone. But again, if you look at NVIDIA's numbers, earnings across the thing, it basically rallies on up, sells off, and then it just sits there and consolidates. Okay, so just be a little bit careful. I still believe that there's going to be a 5-10% correction going to be coming. Okay, so we rallied up here, and where we go right into the 50-day, that's going to be a resistance there. Next one's the yellow one right there. That's your 21-day. We get above that, then we can just come right to the top there. Okay, 69.45. We'll come up here, 69.86, and you retest at 7,000. Now, 7,000 isn't really nothing. I don't think it even bought the hats for that because we got up there one day and then boom, haven't been there since. I mean, this is all just total stolen like a cement wall that you just cannot get through. Okay, on the downside, watch that 8-day right there. Okay. 68.61, and then watch that 100-day, and then a retest 67.75. Then all you do is just bring these price channels right across there. 67.20, we can come all the way down to the 200-day. We lose that, you can come all the way down to the bottom at that 65.21. Now, NASDAQ is the lagger. Now, you can see here how we put this high at 24.19, retested it 23.988. See that double top? Okay, and it hasn't done absolute dick since. Look at that. It's just coming right on down. Now, what you're doing is you're getting these relief rallies. See how it comes on down, and then it rallies up, and it fools people coming in, and now it comes on down, and it rallies fools people coming in, okay? But realistically, now you just have this stair step going down, and I really believe you're going to come down here, and you're going to retest that 21.928 level very, very soon. I don't think it's really going to be, but this is the lagger of the bunch, okay? Because you can see where it ran up here, right into that 21-day. See how 21-day rolled over, 8-day rolled over here? You just have this series of high, lower high, lower high, lower high, and then we have low, lower low, and lower low situation. So you get these reliefs, and then it just comes right on down. It's just really the lag. I think they're taking the money out of the old Mag 7, and they're putting it elsewhere. So right now, it's just a trader's market. So just remember that. All this is trader's market, and they're looking for something that's going to maybe turn it one way or the other. But I really think you're going to turn it to the downside. Now, T-Man's got his State of the Union address there tonight, I guess, and we got to see what he says all about that. It's going to be the same thing. It's the greatest economy. There's no inflation. There's no this. There's no that. And I get all that. You want to push exactly what your agenda. I get all that. It's just not reality. Okay. All you have to do is just get out of your house and go to a grocery store. Okay. Go check on, see what apartments rent for. Go see what housing is selling for. Go see what hotels are selling for. See what cars are selling for. Okay. The inflation is still there. I don't care what the Fed says about their 2 or 3%. That's all horseshit. Okay. I mean, you do have inflation. Okay. I'm a shopper. Okay. I don't care if it's groceries or whatever it is, or if it's cars or off-road vehicle, or whatever. I'm a shopper and I know what the prices are. And they're not coming on down situation here. Okay. So again, just if you're watching the State of the Union, just watch it, take it all in here, and then let's see what kind of reaction that we might get there tomorrow, kind of situation. But remember, just trade the charts, okay? Because charts don't lie. All they are is just lines and candles on paper. That's it. That's all it is. Okay. All right, that's all I got for you. I'll be back here tomorrow morning. Remember, the API report for crude oil will be out here today at 4:30, and then on Wednesday at 10:30, the EIA report for crude oil will be out. On Thursday, the EIA for natural gas will be out at 10:30, and then we have that rig count on Friday. All right, trade what's in front of you now. What you want?